If you don't love The Last of Us Part 2, then you ain't black. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. I thought I was the first person to come up with that a few years ago, but unfortunately not. So we have to find a new name for IGN. And I've got just the thing. It's gonna be Ignorant Gamers Network. And their new tagline is gonna be, "We've been spineless sellouts for the better part of 20 years. I don't know about you, but that fits them perfectly. And before we start, it's come to my attention that some of you aren't getting my videos in your subscription feed. So if you do like my videos, make sure you ring my notification bell, baby. It really does help the channel. Now, the only reason that IGN has survived this long is because of their constant, relentless bootlicking and grifting. These people are not paid professionals. They're not journalists, not even close. What they are activists. They care more about defending large corporations and pushing their stupid woke agendas. Ironically, they aren't woke enough to realize their own stupidity. I want to make sure that my viewers understand that the journalism department at IGN is in the same room as Sony's marketing department. And if you are one of those certain type of people that actually listen and agree with IGN, then you are a big part of what's wrong with the mainstream media today. So if you are unaware, Zachary Ryan Johnson, who works for IGN, fuck knows how there are millions of people unemployed right now, and this incompetent, moronic, lazy ditz somehow has a job. Maybe his job interview required him to wear knee pads. It's pretty clear that Neil Druckmann used him for his services. And then once Neil was done, he passed them over to the fellas at IGN. He put out a tweet that pretty much sums up the Access media to me. It's so indicative of how clueless and out of touch they are. Here, Zachary, let me say this really slowly so you can understand. Sales figures do not reflect quality, you absolute dense cretin. A game can theoretically sell 10 million copies and may very well be hated by 9.9 million of the people who bought it. Selling a bunch of copies does not make The Last of Us 2 inherently good. And look, since I'm a nice guy, I'll do your job for you. Yes, The Last of Us Part 2 did sell a ton of copies. But that's because Last of Us Part 1 was incredible. When you already have a huge install base, you will sell well, especially in the first week. And oh, would you look at that? In week 2, it had a 80% drop in sales. The fans have clearly spoken. Just wait until they start accounting for the people who've returned it in the first week. I'm guessing it's going to be close to half the initial sales. Number 2, the fans were lied to. Neil Druckmann admitted to the bait and switch in all the marketing trailers to, quote, protect the story. He put Joel in the initial trailer saying, "I can't let you do this alone." But in the final game, he dies in the first hour. Swapping characters out in trailers to deceive the paying customer into parting with their cash should be illegal. Anyway, moving on. I don't remember seeing IGN reporting on Naughty Dog false flagging countless channels, including mine, for absolutely no reason. You would think that rampant copyright abuse on a massive scale from a gaming company would make front page news on a gaming site like IGN. But unfortunately not, because Ryan Cuckery Johnson has apparently never heard of Naughty Dog shutting down channels because of memes and wrong things. So not only is he incompetent, he's incredibly ignorant. And I also like how IGN still hasn't fired that old hag Lucy O'Brien for calling everyone who didn't like The Last of Us 2 a lonely virgin. Frankly, I'm just sick to death with these frauds. What needs to happen is that we need to stop supporting SJWs in the gaming industry and boycott them out of business. The final update to this story is Cuckery Ryan Johnson was forced to apologize for these comments, which further reinforces my points that these idiots do not and will not ever report on the facts. They live in a bubble and think that the world revolves around them with their incredibly narrow-minded viewpoints. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Mannix out.